I was living in the world, and I had a daughter. My oldest daughter was born at 26 weeks, so 3.5 months early, spent 77 days in intensive care. And I reached out and I said, Jesus, if you're real, you need to show me something. And he did. And it just so happened that he connected me to a church that was implementing OSL level 1. And so I was ready and willing, but I had no idea what it meant to be a Christian, what it liked. Nobody had ever modeled it for me. I didn't know a single verse, hadn't read the Bible, couldn't tell you any stories. And I got that discipline instruction about what it looks like through OSL and was all in. Fast forward years later, I was in Washington, D.C. at the Pentagon. It's during COVID, and there was a call, everything was shut down. And so there was a lack of opportunity for real fellowship in person. Well, a few years, 18 months or so later, we came down here, and that's when he was led to start this new Jesus discipleship program. So coming out of COVID and feeling eager to reconnect and lean in to whatever was next, I got on board with the Jesus Disciple program and started implementing it into my life, moving from that season of fruitfulness to multiplication. Since then, God has just shown so much favor to this discipleship tool, through this Jesus Disciple, that he's opened up opportunities for me to not only start groups, multiple groups within my family, with other men in this community, at work, but also through my church. We've started a few networks, one with a church that God called us to go to, and now it's their official discipleship or small group program. But then also some leaders and mighty men and women of God that God has partnered me with. They've used it in their international missions to start their own networks as well. Really, what I've seen so much is we're leaning into this call, this commission to go and make disciples that make disciples, teaching them to obey all that God has shown us and taught us. Is that, really the most exciting part for me is when I see my groups and the men that are participating in these groups that are really leaning in, being vulnerable, holding each other accountable, but not allowing or accepting complacency. The most exciting thing is now these men are going and starting their own groups, starting groups where they live, starting groups in their work, starting groups just opening it up to multiple different people in different walks of life in their vocation. And so it's so exciting to see just how impactful it can be by saying yes and just letting God lead you where he's going one step at a time, building that momentum where you just do that one thing he's calling you to do and leaning into it and focusing your effort on that one first step. And then just as you do that, you build this momentum where you take the next step and the next step. Don't let this moment pass you by. You are being called. It's not an option. Jesus didn't say, if you want to, if it feels right, if it's convenient, go and make disciples. It's a command. And so you're presented with this opportunity. And if you're like me, I had that same option, that same call, and you're feeling this tension about what this unknown commitment could look like, or am I qualified? Will anybody come? And then just living life, and even if you're producing fruit, right, you're going to be pruned to produce more fruit. Really, it's the same kind of call throughout the Bible. Choose you this day whom you're going to serve. Are you going to be lukewarm, or are you going to be cold or hot? Just make that decision to follow God, give him your yes, and trust him to use you to multiply the kingdom and reap the benefits of the fruit that you will harvest by being a participant in this great, exciting commission for such a time as this. He's calling you. I know it. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Trust me when I say that. My life was looked nothing like this I was not comfortable with this. I can still remember first coming into this, and I love that I'm overqualified by the fact that he says that he uses the weak and the foolish. So you have everything you need. If you're filled with the Spirit, lean in. It's the most amazing thing when you see people that you're pouring into and you're sharpening and you're discipling go and take these same tools and make other disciples that make disciples. It'll be the best decision you've ever made. Thinking years from now, looking back on this opportunity, what would you trade? What's more important? What are you doing that's more important than reaching the lost, for multiplying disciples, reaching the next generation, reaching for the people that have put in your life specifically where God placed you? Is there anything that you would trade looking at it 20 years from now or whatever that time frame is? No way. So my encouragement to you is just say yes. Give God your yes. Let him figure out the rest. And if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm encouraging you, just take that step. You will never regret it. And you'll be amazed at what God can do with you.